Okay. Day 11. In one simple sentence, at one of the lowest times in my life, I was able to begin to turn things around for myself. And hopefully this does for you as well. So it was a sentence that I read in a book by Joel Osteen. I'm not even sure where I got the book. And what he said was something to the effect of, you have the power to control what you think of moment to moment. At the time, I was struggling with my brother's passing and his funeral, which was this major event, as he was in the military for 12 years. And that's a bigger story. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I was stuck in this loop for months. I mean months. It was tough. And so with that one concept that I could choose what I thought about, I started turning it around. It was almost immediate. And I did. I said, wait a minute, I can stop thinking about that. Not that it's not important, not that I don't need to grieve, but I need to think about the future. I need to move forward. And so I started thinking about other stuff, and I started planning stuff, and I started just telling myself, hey, you can be positive, you're good. We're gonna move forward into our new world. And so I did. So when you think about thoughts, you can touch them. They're proteins in our minds. They're the one thing that now with modern technology appear in two places at the same time as they go across your brain. Proteins, they're in this, you can see them here and here. It's interesting. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. And I know people have said that before and you've heard that about 1,000,000 times. But they're extremely powerful. They're creating your entire universe. I mean, take away a child who's being governed by their family and everything else, they're not very much in control of their world. But once you're an adult and you're out creating your world around you, everything that's around you started off as a thought where you thought, hey, that'd be a good idea to X, Y, and Z. And then you just start going down this path. The way you adopt looking at things, the way you adopt your persona. If I continue down the path that I was on, let's say from age 16 through age 22, if I continued down that path, I would be nothing like I am today. Zero. I mean nothing. It was a choice for me to say, hey, how can I improve my speech? How can I improve my education and what I know, all the skills that I have? How can I do that? These had to come from original thoughts from myself. No one told me, hey, you better go do that. So I'm going to encourage you to be mindful of your thoughts. And this is where we get into what we're here to talk about. It's negative thoughts. So for example, the one that I hear a lot and see a lot is people reference themselves as being fat in a derogatory way. I know someone, one of the nicest people on the planet, awesome, everybody loves him, great. But when he references himself, oh, I'm just a fat guy. Oh, I'm just a fat guy. He continues to say that. And so in his mind, in his subconscious says, hey, we're just a fat guy. Yes, overindulge in that, overindulge in that, overindulge in that, and let's just stay there. Well, one day, the person asked me about being healthy and always asked me, hey, were you just always a small guy? I said, no, I was well into my 200s at one time, and I was overweight by my standards, and I knew I needed to do something about it. I was extremely embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. So I had to learn about that to control myself. So I know that the person doesn't want to stay there. So here is my challenge to you. If you find yourself saying or thinking anything remotely unpositive about yourself, write it down. Get your journal out, please. It's going to take time, and just write it out. I need you to recreate something that's positive to take over that. Let's say that I'm referencing my weight and I happen to be out and I say, hey, you know what? Struggling with my weight a little bit, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm doing something to correct my weight. If you even need to talk about your weight. I don't talk about my weight. I don't. Why? There's nothing to talk about. So that leads me to the other part. We need to love who we are always. okay? No matter where we are. Let's say I am overweight. Let's say I look a certain way. Okay, I can love myself the way that I am. That's the way that I am. And I can work on enhancing myself the way we are now, the way you are now, because you've gotten this far into this blueprint. You're doing great. Now, how you see yourself is kind of the third way that we need to think. I started seeing myself as who I wanted to be, as far as fitness went. And I remember telling a CEO that I was going to put myself on a plan so that I could be much fitter. And he kind of laughed because I was a little bit overweight. I was skinny fat and nothing to look at by any means. I'd never wanted to take my shirt off, even in front of my spouse. I didn't want to do that. And so I made a choice. I wrote it down and I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make an 18-month plan. I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to stick to it. Even though work is complicated, even though I have a children and family and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm putting my foot down. And I did. And it's awesome. And you can too. All of this leads into what we think is what will come to us. I know you've heard the law of attraction and all of that, and it is true. But there's something a little bigger that I have actually never heard anybody else say. It's not mine, it's not original to me, but this is the way it was taught to me. There's the golden rule, right? Treat others as if you would have them treat you. Yes, true, absolutely. But there's a bigger piece to that. In treating somebody, it's not just physical. That's the easy part. It's the metaphysical. It's think of others as you would have them think of you. And that is where a lot of people fall short. If I'm constantly judging that person and judging this person and judging that person, believe that everybody is going to be judging me and judging me and judging me. And if I go off and I treat people this way, whether I know them or not, whether I treat strangers this way, whether I treat people I work with this way, whether I treat my own family this way, it's going to come right back, I say tenfold. On both sides, good or bad. So I don't have a bad thing to say about people. I don't. Some people are just in a situation and that's their life. You know, how they look, whether they're in control of it or not, that's their life. I try and look inside into their soul, to who they are and what they stand for and what they're doing. And that's the person that I'm working with. What happens to be on the outside, that's superficial. I want to put my best foot forward. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully everybody does. But still, let's not be so judgmental. Let's put that on the side. So let me back up. Anything you're thinking about yourself that is negative, we need to stop that. Even if it's in a joke, especially if it's in a joke and you allow it into your subconscious and your subconscious absorbs it as truth and it starts to go ahead and manifest it, stop. Write it down, say, hey, I'm a fat guy. Nope, no longer. First of all, rule number one, I don't need to reference my weight. I love the way that I am. I am comfortable in my skin. I am awesome. Number two, if I do need to reference my weight, I'm doing something to better myself. I am going to be in a better position. I already am. I'm working on that now to be in a much better place. Next, how we see others. Have a smile for everyone. See how many people you can make smile back. Just, hello, how you doing? Hi. Even complete strangers. Make their day. Smile. Hey, love your shoes. Hey, that's a nice bag. I love your dog. I'm not saying be insincere. It's not what I'm saying. But find the good in people. Find the good in others. First, you'll notice how good it feels when someone smiles back and says, oh, thank you. I like your this and your that. Share and love and get to know more of the universe. Be more accepting. Don't push everybody away. Don't try and be better than everybody. Those kind of people laugh at them. It's kind of embarrassing. Just be normal. So let's control our thoughts of ourselves. Let's control our thoughts of others. And this is going to create our universe around us. Recap. Just as I just said, we're controlling our thoughts of what we say about ourselves, what we think about ourselves. And if we do find ourselves saying something bad, we're going to stop it. We're going to rewrite it. We're going to remove what we don't need to be saying anyway. If we do find ourselves referencing this thing, we're going to rewrite it in a positive way so that we're moving forward. We are not going to be judging people. We're not going to be saying things about other people. We're not going to be thinking bad things or negative things about other people. We're going to be positive. And you're going to see a dramatic difference in a very short amount of time. It's going to change things, okay? So, action items. Journal about this. I know this is not going to be easy. I hope you're carrying your journal with you so that you can start making a difference. Anytime you see yourself saying something negative about somebody, write it down. We don't need to do that. Saying something negative about yourself, we write it down so we can change that up, okay? All right. Say it with me. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better and better and better and better and better. Because you are. Say it with me. I am amazing. There is greatness in me. There you go. And of course, you know my favorite one. Had to use it a little while ago. I got this. I got this. You do. All right. I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. Keep it going. I know we're covering a lot of land. And these thoughts are going to come back. And maybe for some of this stuff, you're not ready right now. A little later you will be, and it's all going to fall into place. Okay, this is going to make a dramatic difference in your life. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you.